Oftentimes, if you want to add wheels to your builds, you have to do something pretty bulky. Like, for example, you can add casters to your build and allow it to roll, or you might add the solution that we've talked a lot about, which is adding wheels and an axle to your build. And both of those solutions are great, have a ton of benefits, but you might be working in an environment or a space that you need a low profile wheel solution. And a couple years ago, Digital Factor in the community shared this idea, and surprisingly, we've never made a video about it up until now, but this is basically a piece of hardware that you might recognize if you go to UPS or something. You might see that they have 20 or 30 of these mounted to a table, and then you slide boxes over top of them. But as you can see, it has a stud on it, which means we can utilize it with the threaded pipe inserts, one of our favorite accessories that we talk a lot about, that threads or hammers into the end of a piece of conduit and then allows you to thread something into them. Well, these have a stud, so we can utilize the threaded inserts and be able to do this. And these are called ball transfers, and these specific ones have a 44-pound weight limit for each one. So you could figure out how much you plan to roll around and then divide that by 44 to figure out how many of these that you need. I'll link these specific ones below. And I did a lot of looking around. The ones that Digital Factor shared were a 1/4-20 stud, but these are an M6 stud. And we're going to utilize a piece of hardware that we talked about a couple weeks ago, which are these thread adapters. Because I think it looked really clean to add a no-lip threaded pipe insert in the conduit, and it's hammered in there pretty far. And basically what this is going to allow us to do is, this is a 3/8/16 to M6 thread adapter. And these wheels, after looking around, I found they have a very similar outer diameter here on this housing to 3/4 inch EMT conduit, which means if we thread this all the way in, as you can see there, it sits in the end of conduit super nice and kind of rests on the outer edge, and I think it looks great. But it also gives us this low profile mobile solution. So if I were to have a build with 4 of these or however many on the bottom of the verticals, then you put it down and you can roll it around across your garage floor or all kinds of different places that you might need to use this. And I think it's a great solution. And basically, there's just a bunch of smaller balls inside of the housing that just allow this to roll, and this is just a larger ball that kind of rests on those, and that's what gives you the ability to roll it around, as you can see. And something really cool, because this specific housing, and I'll link this one down below, is close enough in diameter to 3/4 inch EMT conduit. Not only does it sit really nicely in the end, but you have the potential of connecting a maker pipe connector around it, just like that. And unless you really were paying attention when you had this on the bottom of your build, you would have no idea that there is a ball transfer that allows it to glide on the floor and move really nicely. So this is really cool. I think all around this is a really helpful trick, and it'll be really useful for builds like Digital Factors, where he was making a shoe rack that needed to slide in and out of a tight space. And if you use the larger wheel or the larger caster options out there, you really wouldn't be able to do it, and it would just be bulky. This is a really good solution for builds like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like and consider subscribing. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.